fundamental difference in the way we're going to see things. We're not going to see eye to eye on this issue. We're just not. Our tests in life are different. A woman's test in life is material. A man's test in life is a woman. Now, by test, I mean that those are the things that we desire. Men have nice cars. Not because they like nice cars, because they know women like nice cars. That's how it goes. Because men are hunters, and the car is the bait. And a woman comes and says, ooh, nice Porsche. Gotcha, bitch. That's how it is. That's true. Come on now, you go to a woman's house, her house be comfortable as shit. Women love comfortable surroundings, so men get comfortable surroundings. But let me tell you something. If a man could fuck a woman in a cardboard box, he wouldn't buy a house. But that's still not where chivalry got killed. Chivalry got killed.
We're back on the Cherado Show with our special guest all the way from Ohio on Skype tonight, James Sutton. You still with us?
Yo, yeah, I'm still here.
Hit us up on social media at Cherado and call us 202-758-8607. We're talking about men who win.
Winners. And this is beautiful because we are celebrating men. This is damn near like Father's Day or something. Like this is beautiful. Thank you.
It's rare that we get to celebrate men.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I'm not really welcome.
Even though we won't really celebrate.
We did not, Urbanista, did we put a stamp on Kevin and Grindstone saying that they were winning with a big W?
Whoa, you say we not?
All caps, bolded, underlined with the hashtag.
Continued.
How you gonna take a compliment and drink?
How you gonna say I don't got bitches?
Because that compliment was so facetious. It was such a facetious compliment, but it's okay.
All right. We left off where we were talking about artists and
Dave
Chappelle was talking about women and men not, getting along.
Communicating this in the same language.
Well, that's definitely true. I mean, but I think that everybody can recognize a winner. And if you can't, you're a loser.
But he was also talking.
Dig that.
That was a profound statement.
Yeah.
He was also talking about how men do things for women, not necessarily for themselves.
Well, the winning
the
a lot
car
of times
thing.
is for women.
The only reason cologne exists
is
to attract that woman who you're not even that close to. Like somebody who could just walk by and she'd be like,
Oh, so you don't really like smelling good?
I mean, my soap game is all right, but like
black
soap.
But like
Black
that extra
The cologne
is to attract baby girl when I'm like in her vicinity quick. Bam, she'd be like,
it's all for y'all.
I actually never really was big on perfume, so I dated someone who was just like buying perfume. No, he just was like he was big on cologne, and because he was big on colognes, like he really was like, oh, this comes out like people like shoes. He liked colognes.
Oh, that's weird. That means he probably has a smell problem.
No.
If he's like reading about new colognes and when they come out.
No, but back in the
he
day,
just like really liked colognes. Like he just liked different. He had a really large collection. Like he collected different types of cologne. Like I don't think there's anything weird about that. He didn't stink. But
I like cologne.
He put me
I don't wear it all
on
the time,
to like different. Like I would have a couple little perfumes, but I wasn't really into that. And he started like buying me different perfumes. Like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. And to a certain extent, I still am interested in like different perfumes and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been rocking Cool Water since '96.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
You're not rocking that Juke no more, are you?
Not Juke, though.
Blue
Fahrenheit.
I'm about to get
Juke was a joint though back in '96. Like that was.
All right, so look, hold on. So this is creatives going wild. Now, I mean, when you are a creative person, you can bring your own shit to the game. You can buy what you like. You buy the cologne you like. Buy your lady, what she likes. Maybe that's another thing that's attractive about an artist. An artist does not have a glass ceiling. She never know when this shit gonna hit.
That's true.
You might be the next Basquiat, and the next Warhol might come up and find you and be like, "Yo, it's time for you to go to Venice."
90% of the time, it's not that.
It's not that at all.
Well,
you're right. 90% of the time, it's a broke situation.
I'm just saying, might be that talented
non-stable situation. The artist.
Unless you're the successful guy. Tell us about the successful guy.
Well, the successful guy is someone who can provide that very stable lifestyle. You know, someone who can give you all the things that you want. You know, to the degree that they can.
And it's not tricking if they got it, that type of guy?
Well, they don't have to be rich, but, you know, they have to provide a certain level of stability.
Well, he might have a couch.
Without the
I hope he has a couch.
I'm saying everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have a couch.
They don't have a couch.
Some people got fold-out chairs.
Everybody does not have the amenities that make home comfy.
I don't know how I feel about that.
At 30 plus years old.
I'm just saying, everybody don't have stuff.
You gotta have a futon.
I know dudes with Benzes that don't have proper furniture.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's tacky. Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Nah.
Like
They'll pull up though.
You'll pull up
though.
Nah.
You feel me?
Nope.
You need a ride? Just not to my house.
Airbnb like
So the successful guy drives a nice car, lives in a nice house, takes you out to nice dinners, buy you nice gifts. So, you know, he's doing nice things for you. He's usually a doctor, lawyer, stockbroker.
And then what? And then what?
He's climbing the ladder of success, okay? Whether, you know.
Career-oriented.
He's very career-oriented.
he does not have
What
time.
if his soul is dark?
His soul is
He
dark.
said, what if his soul is dark?
His soul might be dark,
It probably is.
but he's stable and successful.
Ooh, okay, so that's it. And that's a trade-off that, you know, like, I have some corporate, professional, successful friends. The one thing that they lack, and I don't know how women barter this, or, you know, I don't know how you feel, but they don't have time. How you work that out?
Time, it can be a balance. It just depends on like how do you spend the time that you do have. Like, are you making me a priority in the time that you do have available?
Nigga trying to rest.
Or is it after the fact? Like, oh, I just happened to be in your neighborhood today for I have 5 minutes. No, you knew your schedule at some point in advance, whether it was that day or you made time for me in your schedule. Like, maybe I can't see you on Tuesday, but you have time on Friday. So on Monday, you let me know Friday we should hook up. But like, just making it a matter of convenience is different than not having a lot of time to spend.
Yeah, and I'm not buying that time thing, Grindstone. I've dated very wealthy, successful men, and when they want to see me, they make sure they see me.
We make time for that which is important
Exactly.
to us.
True.
As human beings. Everybody does it. You feel me?
But dating a very successful man, I do think that has consequences as well. I mean,
he might be like, say if he's an artist, like any type of artist, or any type of anything that's getting it, you have to become part of his life.
To some degree. I mean, obviously,
if you're not successful yourself, perhaps.
Michelle Obama.
What?
Perfect
He
example.
wasn't an artist.
I don't
No.
know, but I don't know when was the last time she defended a case in the court of law.
Perfect example. She
is
had
such
to
a
decide.
bad comparison.
No. She had
No.
to decide at some point that she was going to ride his wave, and
Yes.
maybe they had a conversation. And he was like, you know, after I'm the president, we'll.
Oh, because
ride
there's
your
so
wave.
many presidents and first ladies. I
Yes.
mean, that's a really realistic
Okay.
situation.
I feel
I
what-
mean,
what
Send me an
Grindstone said.
Obama to change my life.
I mean,
so I
can we
just ride
use
the wave. That's
like
all
a
I
more
wanna do in my
realistic
life.
situation?
Well,
Perhaps
we
somebody
always
who
bicker.
is a doctor, a woman that's a doctor, and a man that's a lawyer, or
Let's ask
vice
James.
versa.
James. All right, now.
James is like the proverbial god in the corner of the
Yeah.
street. Up above everybody. Like, he's sitting back
All
like,
knowing over
Yeah.
You
there.
got the Midwest on your back,
right now.
okay?
Yeah, for real.
Are you a married man?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so he's in the street.
He said absolutely.
he said
Absolutely
absolutely
not.
not.
Hey about that.
Like, not in his
Hey about that.
plans.
So look, women who deal with you know that you're pushing the line with this Ohio pushing the
Against the
line.
world.
Yeah, you know you.
Pushing a
Yeah.
product in the streets.
So like, I mean, they know that you're down with the Ohio against the world, right? When they
Amongst
meet
other
you,
things. That's not the only thing that I do.
no
So,
doubt,
yeah,
no doubt about it. Right.
There
So,
we go.
so now you're 2 or 3 times as busy as they originally thought. At what point do you have them understand that this is my thing,
my priority.
and you're my sub thing? But I care for both of y'all, but this is my thing. I can't do without this. How do you do that?
From the jump. I mean, it's just a matter of I mean, I do come with a disclaimer. Like, I mean, just in that conversation, like, yo, this is who I am. This is who I've always been. Like, so there's, and this is how I live in my purpose. You know what I mean? And this is what makes me happy. And so, you know, I personally don't like to be involved with anybody that doesn't have their own agenda and that aren't living in their own purpose. Because, like, you know, iron sharpens iron. So if you're not doing your thing, and then, like, you know, and we're drawn together at some point, then it wouldn't work anyway. So I mean, that game recognizes game, so it doesn't necessarily have to come out until like some 6 months later where she's upset and it's like, oh, you don't have time. Like, she might not have time for me, and I respect that.
That works in a situation where both people are successful, though, which is what I was alluding to before. Right. But if you are in a relationship with a woman whose life is centered around your life, then that time thing becomes a situation, you know, because she has a whole lot of extra time and she wants to spend that time with you, which you have limited time.
Well, you know, one thing that I find interesting in relationships, especially like, I guess this, you know, urban fly shit that we're in. A lot of people give attention to a lot of stuff, but then give very little attention to their spirituality. Now, what James said is that somebody meets me and they have to realize that I'm living my purpose. That is a very why I'm here on earth type statement. Yeah. That's a very spiritual thing that, you know, that you come to a realization about. If you don't spend, this is my idea, if you don't spend some type of spiritual reflective time or actively spiritual time with your person, pursuing like something outside of yourself or just focusing on that, then y'all are gonna fail, because on certain level, when a person is pursuing their purpose, one person isn't gonna understand the meaning of purpose.
Right.
They'll get jealous of the time that you spend with your purpose. Like, there's a reason why I'm here. Thanks for showing up.
But who really wants to be with somebody who does not want to put their purpose for living as the essential part of their life?
I think a lot of people. Yeah. What do you mean?
That would suck, because that means that person is going to be resentful at some point. Like, I put my purpose to, like, my purpose.
Or not. It really depends on what's important to that person. I mean, if it's a male-female relationship and the woman, all she cares about is, you know, living a certain lifestyle.
No, I'm not saying the person they're with. I'm saying as a person. Let's say I'm dating a man, and not even I'm dating a man. I think it's especially for men that are with women. If you put your purpose aside as a man, your purpose for life aside to be with a woman who you feel like you have to modify your life for, then you do that. There's a sense of resentment towards that woman because you weren't able to live your purpose. So I'm saying, as a woman, I would much rather have a man tell me, this is my purpose, or I just know based on our interactions, like, this is this is my purpose, and I need this to be the core of who I am, and respect him for that. And then our relationship can be stronger because he's living his purpose versus him feeling like he's not doing that.
Yeah, but I think what Grindstone was saying is that not every person understands the importance of another person's purpose.
And you know, and I woke up a couple mornings ago, and I'm not even gonna, like you said, I talk like the dude on the show, on the video clip.
You do.
I'm not gonna have a bunch of build up, but I woke up the other morning, and this is what happened. I didn't charge my phone that night. What happens when you don't charge your phone that night?
You miss a whole bunch of random stuff.
But how do you act when you wake up and realize you didn't charge your phone? It's kind of like a
frantic.
Scramble, yeah. Right? Okay, so I did the frantic thing, plugged my phone in. My phone gets to get charged up. I get to use it. At that point, I realized, damn, I didn't charge my spirit up. I didn't even sit with myself. And then at that, and then no, but look, at this point, I'm realizing, like, man, is this iPhone gonna really save me in the clutch? Like, is this what I need? And like, a lot of the times we don't identify with why we're here, and then we don't let our partner in on the whole thing while we're here.
Women
and like, you know, and then
I'm saying women often.
Nobody
says men often.
Y'all do.
No, we don't.
But women often what?
Sometimes they don't understand the requirements of a creative or someone who is living their purpose and their need to charge up their spirit. Like, for example, sometimes I might have to look in the mirror for 20 minutes and sing Rick Ross records. Like, sometimes I might have to do that to get where I need to get here so I can get where I need to get here. Do you feel what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, it's different for
No,
Not me.
I do not.
I
Well,
don't.
maybe you
That's a
Gloria,
prime
that's
example of
the
what we're talking about.
Okay.
For the record, I do not feel anything that's being said at this
Maybe you need to
moment.
listen to Tamia
Disclaimer.
records or something. Or Gloria,
To me,
No,
No,
but
thank you.
I mean, it is like you just gotta like you gotta find your what works for you. Like, I mean, if dealing with a woman who, be personally, and it's like if she's not necessarily fulfilled in some aspect of her person personally, like, you know, is not in her purpose or doesn't feel content. Like, regardless of how much time you spend, that time that you desire to be with me should be spent with yourself.
yeah.
That
And
takes a
then-
lot of growth too. And
Yes.
I think it's
Right.
interesting that Grindstone, you shared that story because you actually were someone who influenced me, unbeknownst to you. So when I wake up in the morning, I make a conscious effort. I set my alarm for like 10 minutes earlier, and I just wake up and I sit.
Tight.
I don't even touch my phone. After my alarm, I do set my alarm on my phone, but I don't like, my instinct is to like, oh, social media, oh,
Right.
Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, oh, email,
You gotta warm up, man. You
Yeah.
gotta warm up.
Yeah, but now one thing that we had a conversation months ago, and you're like, you know, you should just wake up in the morning, just take some time for yourself. And so now I try to set my alarm up 10 minutes early because I probably won't wake up till like 5 minutes later. But I have that 5 minutes where I'm just
Tight.
sitting and I'm silent and I'm just thinking about and meditating on my
Gratitude.
day and what it is that I want to feel that day and how I want
Take
to
a couple
move.
deep breaths.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The world's becoming a better place one by one.
Yes.
One
Yeah.
Well,
person
let's
by
get through this list really
Okay,
quick.
okay,
So
okay.
the number 6 is daddy control. So someone who tells her what to do and controls her. So some women like that.
Zaddy.
Who
They
likes
like-
that?
Zaddy.
You like that?
I
You
don't
that?
like that.
The
Some
girlfriend.
women
I
do.
don't want to be
Speak with the girl
controlled.
on
Remember, I'm a
Instagram.
butterfly.
Cardi
Please
B?
let me
Cardi B
out
loves
of the
that.
cage.
Zaddy. Hey,
I
Zaddy.
like Cardi B.
I love
You know,
Cardi
you
B.
all love her.
She's cool. She's so smart.
She's so smart.
I like
So
her personality.
sometimes this would be someone who's particularly older than the woman, you know, so she
more
can
experience.
learn
low
more
hanging
experience
fruit.
or older.
Low hanging fruit. Really,
Older.
Kevin?
I got it. I like that.
I actually prefer older guys now.
Why?
They just,
A
I don't
woman
know.
needs a man older than her.
They just seem to be more, even if like,
They got that
I'm
good
generalizing,
insurance.
but they just seem to be more into who they are and less to have like less. You don't have to guess. Like, I like this and I like this day and this time to generalize, and that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And either I like it or I don't, or I can adjust or not. But I don't have to like second guess.
And you get to listen to Luther Vandross.
Well, I
whenever you
used to
want.
think that, you know,
That
like
was
I
great.
used to think dating an older man was where it was at because of life experience and everything. But I do feel that some people have old souls and some people
That's
have an
true.
abundance of experiences that have shaped who they are. So it's really about who you are as a person and less about the age thing. Because there's some grown ass
They
men
can't get their lives together.
that can't. They just can't.
Plus, you want a guy that can lift you up, you know? Like, literally lift you up.
And figuratively.
Yeah. Which is.
Yeah, I don't think it's an age thing. I mean, it just comes down to interest and compatibility. Like, you know, if you're old soul and you could be, you know, early 30s and you meet Mr. Dude who's in his mid 40s and it's just y'all into the same thing, and I mean, y'all grown. Like, who cares?
Word.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Throwing down ain't nothing but that.
Well, number
Then
7.
It only matters like when you under 25 or 18 to 25. After that, like, you two old ass people, like, do what you're gonna shut up about it.
Unless you're trying to pop out some babies, then it does become an issue
I'm not,
at some
so
point.
it's fine.
What's wrong with
I prefer
under
older men
25?
with already having kids. It's
Huh?
cool.
What's wrong with under 25?
No,
Under
no,
25
meaning
is a
if
jump
you're
off.
like a 45-year-old woman and you're with a younger man and he wants more kids, then it becomes an issue.
Word.
I mean, the clock
Unless you
is
can
real.
still
The
have babies at
biological,
45.
but